It's cold in Sweden, for sure. I forgot how it felt like. Welcome February. We're still in winter, and I believe we've just made it through the hardest month of the year. This year, I welcomed the new year in China, together with my husband and in-laws. It's my third time there, and the focus for this trip was to spend time with family. Explore the city where my partner is from. Study a little bit of Chinese.
好不好吃？好吃。
And of course, to find pockets of calm in a city with over 18 million people. Which can seem daunting for an introvert. In today's video, I'd love to bring you along to some calming moments from the start of the year that felt healing to me. Just before New Year's Eve, my partner and I visited the Baolin temple in Foshan. We arrived in the morning, and it was wonderfully calm. I have visited temples that got very busy and crowded quickly. So we felt very lucky to be in this space with so few people. Once we arrived, we made our way across the grounds towards the main temples. You're not allowed to film the actual temples, so these clips are from the beautiful surrounding spaces. I love visiting temples. They're like a portal to something sacred. A safe, grounding space. The calming scent of incense drifts from burners placed all around the temples and grounds. Sometimes, if you're lucky, you can hear mantras being spoken or sung from afar. And I especially loved how this one sat on the outskirts of the city, with forests surrounding it. I feel so grateful to experience a different culture up close, especially when your partner and family is your teacher. According to the Chinese calendar, it's not always the best time to visit a temple for prayers. With the help from my mother-in-law, we checked ahead to find a lucky window, and we had until 11 a.m. to make it. We also brought jewelry we wear every day to ask one of the monks there to bless them and charge them with protective energy. I also carried a crystal from home to get blessed, so I can bring that energy back to my mother. Once we finished our prayers, we gently started to climb down the stairs. Down on the grounds again, to my happy surprise, we found the cutest, most peaceful specialty coffee shop. They even had oat milk, which made me very happy. So of course, we had to take a moment to enjoy the coffee while resting our legs. The days were filled with exploring Guangzhou and Foshan and eating amazing food. I love how Chinese cuisine incorporates so many cooked vegetables, and I feel so good eating this way. I also took the chance to visit a traditional Chinese doctor to hear their perspective on how I can keep improving my health. My main lesson from the consultation is for me to strengthen my heart and lungs, meaning to do more workouts also focusing on cardio, and to keep warm to prevent my body from being too cold. I feel like that's a common struggle for people from the up north. I also tried a traditional Chinese massage that felt a bit like deep tissue massage, but focused on acupuncture points on my back and stomach. After the massage, I was wrapped in a special herbal paste. This treatment is especially good for women with cold in their bodies, because this is believed to support circulation and warm the body. I was told my uterus was cold, which can cause intense period pain and long-term cysts on the ovaries. To maintain a warm body, I was advised to avoid cold and raw foods and drinks, and consume warm drinks and cooked meals instead, including drinking warm water instead of cold water. And to dress warm, especially around belly and lower back at all times. I found this fascinating. In the past year, I've had very painful periods, and the lady who did my treatment could tell within seconds, despite I had not told her anything. I'm now adapting these new habits into my everyday life, and I'm curious to see how it will affect how I feel in the coming months. I may do another video about this if that's something that you would find interesting. Let me know in the comments below. Before we started our journey back to Switzerland, we visited the Baiyun mountain. The meaning of the name is White Cloud Mountain, since it's often wrapped in white rainy clouds. Since we didn't have the longest time, we took the cable car up, then hiked to the top.
It's real.
Many poets have drawn inspiration from this mountain and its forests, and I can see why. At the summit, you get stunning panoramic views over the city. this was the perfect way for us to end this trip. Later that night, our journey back began. We made it back to Switzerland and back to the cold. We had a few days to settle and unpack before I traveled to Sweden to see my mom and sister and to pick up tofu. We'd never been apart from tofu for as long as a month before, but he'd had the best winter holiday.
I'm back in Sweden and it feels very good to be back in the cold. The more time away from Sweden I've spent, the less I get used to I get used to milder weather and more light. I'm currently in Malmö and I'm living with my mom for a little bit. It's January and it's so nice to come out here and breathe, and it's just been a beautiful afternoon here today. It's not that often, I guess, you get the sun this time of year in Sweden, but it's just so nice. The beginning of this year so far has been a challenge, I feel. We're still in winter. For me personally, I've had, people close to me that has fallen ill or really been, not fighting their health, but it's not been ideal, so to say. I'm technically well, but I just feel weak. And I've still spent time in kind of summery weather. So I know for me it's not just the winter, but yeah, of course it's been the new year, it's 2026. For me as well, I feel like 2025 was a year of transformation. It was many very nice moments, but there were many challenging moments too. And yeah, I mentioned a little bit, but yeah, my mom, she got diagnosed with cancer last year. And of course, when a family gets something like that on their table, it really put perspective on things and really get you to prioritize what's truly important. And it's of course been a balancing act to understand what that means, and at the same time trying to build your life, build a business or a living of some kind. And I felt like, yeah, the only thing I know is that I need to create, and I love to film, and I love to write, and I love to be in nature. So that's a start. But also for me, a year of really honoring community and your friends and the people people that you could meet and you could talk to, and you could even do something that you share joy with together. So I've also been involved in building a creative community where I live, and yeah, it's been meaningful, but it's still, I feel like 2026 is the year where, I don't know, I get a bit back on my feet and it actually goes forward. I felt like last year, career-wise, I tried a lot of things, and I'm really glad I did, and something worked out better than others. But yeah, it's a strange world we're living in a sense. It's a beautiful world, but it's a lot of challenging things too. And I think it's for us to just practice to where do we put our focus and what can we do. And I believe hugely in finding your purpose, or which can be really tough, and I feel like it's an ongoing process. When I was young, I had quite a clear view of what I wanted to do, and it had always to do around film and cinema and stuff like that. But as you grow, you start to question, is this what I'm truly here to do? Or, I mean, today we have so many options, but also it's all about taking those small steps, keep on going and doing something, and see what brings me joy today, because we do change and things change, but at the same time life can be so beautiful. And especially in last year and coming into this year, I feel like tofu he entered our lives in the exact right time, because some days I even struggle to just go out. Honestly, I was like, what's the point almost? But he helped me to see the joy every day. And sometimes once you're out, it's also where you start feeling that sense of joy. It truly is in the small moments every day. I'm still healing. I think the world and people probably needs a lot of healing where we are, and I feel like we're in a strange place, and we're a generation that could, many of us have the opportunity and knowledge and resources to start learning about behaviors that are not serving us anymore. And that's a blessing, but it's also a lot to feel, a lot of feelings and emotions to process. But yeah, I don't really know where this is going, but I just really love the fresh air here in Malmö. And I know that a part of me always long for going in the middle of nowhere, and I'm an introvert most times. I do love to meet people who, I do love people too, but I also do need my space. But it's all about, I can hear the birds probably behind me. Sometimes it's so beautiful to find kind of place in the cities too. And that's kind of been my little mission for the past years. It's like, how do I find calm living in a city? Because, yeah, of course, maybe you can't compare it to going completely off grid, but you can find stillness in the middle of chaos. There can also be stillness. You just have to kind of shift your focus and just look for it. And yeah, this Christmas and New Year's, me and my husband traveled in China to see his family, and for me to see more of Guangzhou and Foshan. And it was such an amazing experience to just spend some downtime together, eat the best food, oh my god. Try to see what do we need right now, what do our bodies need in terms of good food, some sleep, spend time with his parents and families. And yeah, of course, my mother-in-law also fell a bit ill while we were there. So in a sense, of course, it was stressful a little bit, and somehow, as we say in Sweden, it's like luck in the bad luck, because the fact that we were there and could help her, and of course living so far apart since we're mainly based in Europe, it's just, sometimes when you're grounded in yourself, you just happen to be in the right place at the right time, even though it might not be the best situation. So pretty much all fine now, and she's healing and all good. And since then we have managed to come back here. Now I'm in Sweden for a bit to pick up tofu and to see my mom for a bit, and then I will go back to Switzerland and continue with my work and continue to build a life there. I really just had a good think about what I want to do, and I am truly passionate about different ways of healing, because I've been trying my best to heal myself in different ways, and that's not a linear journey at all, but it's possible. And I know that that's what I would love to do full time, is to like find stories, write stories, tell stories that can help people to heal and to have a positive impact some kind in this world. And yeah, I'm quite excited, honestly. It's a new year and it's such a classic thing, that new year, new me energy. But I know that what I started to build from last year, I'm continuing. I'm getting better at setting down boundaries and actually saying no. Sometimes saying yes to something is to say automatically no to something else that might be even more aligned with you. So yeah, I just really wanted to come on here and like hope you're having a good start to the year, even though that maybe it's a lot of pressure to say. We're still in winter. It's a tough world out there, but I hope that you can find space to give yourself what you need right now, because you're allowed to take that space and time. If that's rest, if that is cooking a nice meal or calling that friend, it can really be the small things. And I guess also the reminder that we are moving towards lighter times. And even though you might not feel that you're not where you want to be right now, is that can change and that will change. It's just one little small change a day. It really is what builds up, even though it doesn't feel like that. And I hope, I just wanted to send you all the best in this moment. And I see the bunnies running around here, which is super cute. And it's getting cold, so I don't know. I guess I will start heading back before it gets too dark.
I'm sending you all the healing energy and wishing you a gentle February. See you next time.